Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you want to find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world we're in. This is another scene for Unmask Orlando, not the Werewolf the Apocalypse venue, the Vampire the Masquerade venue.
The much better one. Yes.
This evening's scene is set. Where would you guys like to be? The White Wolf, the Elysium? What are we thinking?
I'm
Hmm.
feeling White Wolf.
White Wolf?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the Bondage Club.
I could have given Insomnia as an option.
Yes, you could have. I might have even out of character gone for it, but anyway.
Okay. So we are at the White Wolf Cafe in downtown Orlando, where kindred are gathering. And other supernatural creatures, but that's a whole other story. I will go down the line of my PCs and let them do their intros. First up is Serenity Ward.
Oh, goody. I always go first.
This girl was your first one in, bitch.
Oh, mwah. So we're going to be at the White Wolf. I take it.
Either arriving at the White Wolf or already there.
Serenity will already be there, and we'll be curled up with some books, enjoying some quiet time in one of the booths. Because Alexi likes her. And that's all she'll really be doing is just people watching while she reads.
Okay, up next is Sir Hunt.
Yeah. Serious in his more standard wear, smart but not the pinnacle of fashion. Comes in. He's got a bunch of flowers under his arms and will first be proceeding to Alexi, wishing him a good day. Good day, Alexi. How are you doing?
Alexi would give him a grin and nod. I'm doing... Well, actually, I'm doing pretty great. It has been a nice couple of days for me.
Excellent. Glad to hear that. And Sirius cracks out a big smile. And he sort of looks a bit to the left and right. I by no means I wish to offend you, but I don't take it you would have any beverages that would,
That you can partake of.
Yeah. Yes.
He nods and goes over and gets one of the bottles that Conrad has provided for him.
Oh, I see. That vintage. Okay. And he'll pay the full price and give a hefty tip as well. Thank you, my good sir. I'll just take the glass and be on my way.
Alexi nods and lets him go.
Yeah. And he'll just lazily look around and see Serenity in the booth and walk up to her.
Okay, before we switch over to them, we will have Seven make his intro. Have we lost Axel? You're muted, dear, if you are trying to speak.
Maybe he's having mic issues.
Could be. Oh, okay, that explains that. I guess you two can have your conversation until he gets back.
Fair enough. So Serenity will see Sir Sirius approaching her in her booth.
She'll take a napkin from a dispenser, lay it across the pages of the book, and close it to give him her full polite attention.
Ah, Lady Serenity, how are you doing?
I'm doing quite well now that I went and got a full meal the other night. Feel the judgment from the bar area, by the way, as she says that.
Excellent. Mind if I join you?
Yes, the chairs are empty. You may sit.
He sits down, looks a little sheepish, and then basically goes, sorry if this is a bit sudden, but and he offers you a small bouquet of flowers, all of them being Gloxiana. Does Serenity know the language of flowers?
Not past the basic stuff a girl from her timeline would know.
Fair enough. In that case, she would know that they're associated with romantic love. But what specific message is in there, that eludes her. These are for you.
Oh, she'll take them. She's like, "Thank you very much, Mr. Hunt." My imagination now has laughter all over the background. Damn it! So, what spurred on the flowers?
Well, I wasn't planning to be that hurried about it, so pardon me if I'm being a little hasty here, but we are planning to deal with the Sabbat, and as expectant as I am that we will rout them thoroughly, alas, the specter of final death does still hang over us. And I couldn't help myself and decided that I'd rather give you at least a hint of how I feel about you. And if a vampire could blush, he would.
Fortunately, Serenity can blush. Oh my. She's gonna set the flowers on the table. She's gonna turn to him and go, "I cannot promise you any sort of romance, but I do care about you. You are my friends. I would need to know you longer to evaluate what is what inside my own feelings."
Perfectly understandable. I know. Yeah. I just couldn't bear the thought of meeting final death and at least not have given you a hint. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm different to other kindred. I'm less interested in how should I say, the sheer physicality of it all. I have to say, I feel you're one of the few kindred that even when I have a bad night, I just feel better around. I very much enjoy your presence and your sharp wit, of course.
She's smiling at him because it's because I punched a bourgeois, isn't it?
No, I've already felt like that for a while now. Although I do have to say, it definitely didn't hurt.
She's chuckling now, and she'll reach over, she'll take his hand, she'll kiss the fingertips, and she goes, "Like I said, I'm not a very intimate person, but you have my friendship for as long as you're willing to have it. And maybe someday it'll grow to something else."
The gods willing, I would count myself a very lucky kindred if that friendship would last for at least as long as I do.
Until the sun kisses us again, she'll say, and she'll raise her cup of whatever it was that Alexi served her when she got here.
Yeah, in the meantime, Sirius will have got the blood wine out and poured himself a glass. And he lifts it up to dear friends. And he'll chin her.
Secretly, Alexi's eating popcorn and making a soap opera based off of this.
Alexi's lupus. He doesn't understand lacking physicality in a relationship.
Ha.
Yes. Yeah. So I would, on a different note, I wanted to ask you something that is more in your line of expertise.
Ooh, I do love trying to show off what little I know.
Oh, please, show off as much as you wish.
How can I help?
Yeah, I've taken a bit of a shining to the occult recently. I have found a fellow like me needs a hobby or two, just to keep the ennui from setting in. And you know what they say, idle hands are very much the devil's playthings. And I have come across a few mentions of sorcery. Not well, from the little I know, it doesn't seem to be the kind of sorcery that your clan partakes in. However, I was curious if you ever heard of hedge magic or banal sorcery, as it's sometimes called.
God damn it, Jason. Now I'm going to have to make an occult roll.
Yep.
Let's see. Her occult's for... Is it intelligence or wits with occult?
Intelligence.
Okay, so that's 7 dice for her. Difficulty 6, right?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Open up the fucking sorcery book. You know it all.
Oh God, I don't want to open my sorcery book right now. Yeah, she'll like adjust her books over some, and she'll lean forward and she goes, "Do you want the basics? Do you want an example? Or do you want in-depth explanation?"
His pupils dilate with anticipation. Ooh. Then again, like with everything, I would say, let's start with the basics. It has me quite intrigued.
Okay, well then, I guess I need to start explaining the basics. She'll open one of her notebooks out. I'll act it out if I have to, Shayna, but she's basically going to go over the really simplest basic of basics for the gangrel.
Yep.
I'm fine with that.
Occasionally asking, looking around to make sure there's not too many people snooping. She doesn't want too many secrets getting out.
Yeah, and Sirius will be hanging
There's someone
at
else you could have asked in this room as well.
Oh, is he saying that in character?
Nope.
Ah.
That would be out of character. There's someone else in this room who is a hedge mage.
I don't think they know that in character, though. But I mean, I'm
Exactly.
sure he can hear the conversation about her talking about
Yeah.
hedge magic to him.
Yeah. And Sirius will be listening very intently, even occasionally popping in a question for clarification.
Yeah, she explains. She goes, although I will state this, it was a lot harder to study it before I died. Kind of looked down upon when we were living.
Oh, well, let's just say rumors of it were all the rage back when I was breathing.
Keep in mind, hedge magic and blood magic are entirely two different things.
I know. I'm specifically referring to sorcery, which I actually did find in the V20 rules, and I read carefully beforehand. Yep. And he goes, "Oh, fascinating. This, that, yeah." And at some point, you'll even see him grabbing napkins and stuff and making notes and stuffing them hurriedly in.
It's basically ritual and theory behind the ritual they're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, if I could just find a way to make it work with the kind I do now, that could do so much good for the world, I bet.
There are people who could teach you.
She's going to kind of jump some.
Looks up and just focuses on whoever said that.
It was Alexi.
Yeah, I'm not sure it would really work for me, Mr. Alexi. I mean, my sire and everybody said once I became what I am, hedge magic was off limits to us.
Okay, that is actually patently false because it is true magic that is off limits.
It's basically another manipulation thing from her backstory.
He nods. That is... furrows his brow.
And Sirius will just pipe up. Well, my clan has got no such inhibitions.
That is patently false.
Her cup is starting to crack in her hand some.
True magic is unavailable to those whose heart has stopped beating.
That motherfucker.
Welcome back, Axel.
Teas and crackers. My phone, I swear. Okay, I'm here.
So I guess Sabadol arrived right as Serenity calls her sire a motherfucker.
Oh, damn. What did I miss? Okay, so it's my turn?
Yep,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, Seven will stroll right on in to the White Wolf Cafe. He is dressed in his typical biker garb. His pants are leather, though they are not, they don't look off the shelf. They actually look like they've been sewn together by various small pieces of animal hide and then dyed black. He's wearing a tight-fitting
Does
t-shirt.
Seven have leatherworking?
He does not. He has crafts too, though.
That you have to take a specialty in craft leatherworking in order to make that work.
So can I do that?
You can, because technically you're supposed to choose a craft specialty, before.
Okay, so like 2 weeks ago, I took a specialty in leather crafting. We good?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I didn't say he made it himself, but yes, he did. anyway, so he'll stroll in, and he will go ahead and head to the bar, giving the room a once over, just to, take stock in who's here. He'll
There
walk.
is currently no one behind the bar.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so he'll just all the same, he'll go to the bar and he will sit down on one of the stools. He will spin around to where the bar is behind him, kind of resting his elbows on the bar, resting back against it, and taking in the room.
You have met the bartender, Alexei, by this point. He is actually standing over with these two.
Okay. Then Seven will just wait patiently. He's not trying to interrupt anything. So yeah, he's just sitting at the bar, kind of taking everything in.
Sirius raises an eyebrow, hearing Serenity say, "That motherfucker." Oh?
Excuse my language. And she will slowly lower herself, and her face has gone darker than Hunt has probably ever seen it.
Oh. Did somebody wrong you?
It's okay, Hunt. Someone who doesn't live here. Someone who might as well be dead.
I can positively taste the hate dripping from your lips.
She puts her Elysium smile on and she goes, "Hate? I would never hate father." But she'll pat beside her for Alexei. Tell me more about this.
Please do.
Hedge magic isn't terribly complicated. It requires some amount of... Seriously?
He got excited for hedge magic.
Actually got excited for Queen. He will go into... He'll step out for a moment and go into the back. And he comes back with a small vial. This is a mixture that I make. One of two versions. I can either prevent a pregnancy with 100% effectiveness, or I can ensure one happens with the same efficacy.
Sirius has an impressed expression on his face.
Oh shit, we lost Axel again.
Well, that seems really useful.
Welcome back again.
Jesus Christ. Okay, continue. Sorry.
What was the last thing you heard?
Something about getting pregnant or not getting pregnant. So I'm there. I'm there.
Okay. Well, this wouldn't help you necessarily. I make other things that could. In fact, you could talk with Melissa Gonzalez. She is... God damn it, Kieran, shut the fuck up! You're fine. She is a member of the Tremere, I do believe. She makes the things that I make as well.
Oh, the plot thickens, I see.
Well, she was once a kin to my kind.
Oh. Oh. My commiserations.
At this point, Seven will notice Sir Sirius Hunt, and he'll push off the bar and make his way over to him.
Oh, Axel, my boy. Sorry, I goofed. Oh, Seven, my boy. How are you doing?
Good evening, brother. I'm doing fantastic. I was able to get my belly full, as they say, on my way over, and I thought I'd stop by, see what's happening. Who's this? And he looks over to Serenity.
Oh, yes. You two haven't met yet. May I introduce? Lady Serenity Ward, Ancilla of Clan Tremere.
Mm.
She'll do her Elysium smile to him, but there's still something dark in her eyes right now.
Seven will regard her, kind of give her an up and down with his eyes, his feline eyes, and his lip will curl up into just the slightest of smirks.
She's got books and a bouquet of flowers, romantic flowers, sitting in front of her, where she's also riding with Hunt.
Clan Tremere, I see. How lovely. And he'll grab
She's a friend of mine. He will say with a strong emphasis on the word friend.
He'll grab a chair, his eyes not leaving Serenity. He'll grab a chair, spin it around backwards, and sit down in it to where the back of the chair is facing the table. And he'll just kind of sit there.
Yes.
She's gonna turn her full attention to Seven for a moment, cock her head a little, and go, "Is there something you wish to discuss with me? You seem upset. Or are you always this serious, grouchy?"
He'll chuckle a little bit and say, "The night's not long enough for what I want to discuss with Clan Tremere, but in the interest of my mentor, let's just leave sleeping dogs lie."
I appreciate the candor. And yes, Serenity, may I introduce Seven, neonate of Clan Gangrel, and my student.
Oh, it's nice to meet another. When she says that, she means another gang girl.
Pleasure is all yours. Seven feels a certain way about the Tremere, what with the whole gargoyle thing. He doesn't blame any one individual Tremere. He very much has a distaste for the clan as a whole. So he just kind of regards her as evil. So
could
Also, by the way,
go ahead.
What level is your kindred? Actually, your clan lore.
Clan lore is 3 dots.
Same here.
That should only actually be 2, given that you're a neonate.
Yeah, but
I must have goofed.
You gave me 3. I think you gave me 3 because he's a neonate, but he's like 80 years old, so he's like an old neonate.
Still a neonate.
Touche. I'm just saying what you gave me.
Yep, that was my bad.
It was a goof. No, she's gonna. I can still play off of this if I need to until it's fixed next scene. But she'll ask Alexi to bring something from the nightly stash's top shelf for Seven to welcome him to their little soiree.
He nods and smiles at Serenity before heading over to grab another bottle of the the blood wine that the Tremere make. And
Sirius
brings it
happens
back
to
and pours 7 a glass.
Sirius repours himself the exact same drink.
7 will nod appreciatively and hold, take the drink, kind of take a good swiff of it, smell it, but his eyes aren't leaving Serenity.
That's perfectly fine. She's not breaking eye contact with him.
Lovely.
7, you're staring. That could be interpreted as rather impolite.
His eye contact will break and look over to Sirius, and he'll say, "Forgive me, Mentor. I apologize. I have a certain mindset about certain things, but
I noticed, and I would just like to say I'm not unsympathetic towards this. However, we are in a public place, and the last thing we need
My bar,
is...
to be exact.
Exactly. And I am the last person who is interested in getting our dear barkeep in a bad mood.
7 will look over to Alexei, and he will reach out and put a single hand on Alexei's shoulder, and he'll look up at him and say, "I'm sorry, sir. This is indeed your place, and I will respect your domain."
He makes a little in response, and he's having a bad day. He's going to shift into Lupus and, curl up around Serenity's feet.
She'll give him a couple scritches while he's there.
7 will kind of relax a bit, like you've taken the air out of him a little bit. So he'll just kind of get comfortable in his chair, kind of kick back, and play with the glass that Alexei gave him. And now he's not really making a lot of eye contact with the Tremere.
She'll be nice. She'll stop staring at him right back now that he's stopped.
Well, with that concluded, I have to say, Serenity, I am very interested. Would you mind if we would try and investigate this kind of sorcery together? Or will the higher-ups in the pyramid just boil my blood right here and
Do
then?
I look like
He
I care what
chuckles.
they have to say right now? Is all she replies. I mean, not that I said that out loud. I mean,
of course, but then again, it is not thaumaturgy, so technically they shouldn't have an issue with that.
Well, I guess we can do it and see as it happens. I mean, they're more likely to kill you than, well, no, they'll probably kill us both if we get in trouble for it.
He just chuckles and goes, "You know what? For you, I would even be willing to take all the blame on myself."
Sorry, I don't believe in one person of a party taking all the blame. I think those who commit the crime shall pay if they're involved in the crime.
Odin pinch me. I'm starting to see why I like you the way I do. It's
'cause
the
we're both
admirable qualities. I don't like to say it, but especially in this age, there seems to be very little virtue to go around. So It just makes me happy when I see it.
Yeah, no. If you want to investigate some, now that Alexius pretty much shattered my little existence of neonate when I was a neonate, sure, we can.
However, I'm a little bit on the hungry side, and I've got the feeling that I didn't show you the proper hospitality last time that I probably should have. Would you fancy going for a quick bite? Something a little warmer this time?
This is so cheesy. She'll put her books in her bag and she goes, Seven, do you want to go and get a bite with us?
I would be offering, and trust me, no, it's not in a glass this time. Yes, I would treat you guys to my herd.
She kind of sits up at that point. I kind of have particular tastes, Hunt.
And to be fair, I think I know someone in. Yes, I think I would know exactly the right lady for you.
They got to be clean. No alcohol, no drugs, no disease.
Oh, she's a teetotaler.
Mm.
And is very active in the community.
Before they leave, though, she is going to take 2 of the flowers out of the bouquet and kind of intertwine them as best as she can into like a little circle shape and then put it on Lupus Alexi's head like a flower crown.
He gives you a weird look for this. You can tell that he's like, what are you doing to me? His ears are kind of back. He's like, I'm not sure how I feel about this.
You look so pretty now, Alexi. And she'll take the rest of the bouquet with her when she goes to leave with Hunt.
Yeah. And Sirius will invite them to the armored car with which he came, and he will drive them to a certain club he knows. Well, club, it's more a bit of a gathering place for, the high society. One of those soirees. And he will introduce Serenity to a lady in her 40s, very modestly dressed, and they have a chat and everything. And he introduces her. She's basically like the head of the local ladies' church, and also how do you call it, philanthropic society. Of the richer ladies of the city that want to do something good. And Sirius will just whisper something into her ear, and she'll come and introduce herself to Serenity, and just, let her know that she'd be more than happy to help her out.
Well then, yeah, sir. If she
is consenting.
Well, not. That's fine. No, I was trying to figure out what I need to roll to make sure they're clean. Auspex picks up on that, I believe. I can't remember.
You cannot pick up if someone is on drugs with Auspex, no.
Okay. I thought their aura would change when they were high. But no, well, I guess she'll question her and then she'll roll to see if she's lying.
That you can do with Auspex. That will be a perception empathy. Standard div 8, modified by your Auspex level.
Okay. Well, my Auspex is 3. So that would lower difficulty by 3, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
That means we're rolling at a diff 5.
And her empathy. Where are you, empathy? There you are. I find it funny that her roll earlier is going to be the same dice pool as this roll. And classic world, one's cancel, right?
Yep.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3 successes.
Yeah, that's enough
Okay.
to tell whether she's lying or not.
Congratulations. She is telling the truth.
Okay, so she'll lead her off away from everyone else to kind of shadowy place where she can't be easily seen, and
Yeah.
she will take a little bit and feed for about a minute from the wrist, and then we'll lick it and send the woman away.
Yeah. She will be a little bit woozy, but she obviously enjoyed the sensation, and just sort of comment something like, I'm glad to see Sirius making friends," and she'll leave and rejoin the group of the gaggle of women where she was before. I would say in the meantime, Sirius will go, "Seven, you hungry?"
I could eat.
In that case, let me please introduce you to, and he'll do the same, but this time it is a younger lady, around 20, 25, you would guess, and definitely flaunting more her assets. And first she comes over and then, Sirius, have you been? Blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the other. Haven't seen you in a while, blah. And then you also whispering the thing, and she looks at Seven, then she looks at him. He whispers something else in her ear, and then she'll go like, "Oh, well, for you." And she will just walk over to Seven and do the move as if she were saying something seductive in his ear, and basically just saying that she's consenting and that she is happy to donate a little bit, and gives you a sexy little wink.
Seven is going to feel a little some kind of way about this. He's much more used to hunting and like working for it. He's not used to just being given, but he picks up what his mentor is putting down, and he will lean in and sink his fangs into this woman's neck and get a refreshment.
Assuming that you let her first lead your way to another shadowy corner, one of those rooms.
Sure.
And
sure.
then, because
okay.
if you do that right in the thing, you're messing up his. You'll scare the rest of his herd.
Oh yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, so he'll get up. Again, a little uncomfortable, out of his place. Again, he's much more used to hunting and stalking his prey, but he's picking up what Sirius is putting down. So he will get up, excuse himself from the table, and take this woman to a back corner where the lights aren't so bright, and do his thing.
Yeah. Unless you've got any specifics on your bite, she will quite enjoy it. How many dots of blood are you taking out?
He's just gonna take one, just one.
Fair enough. And yep, it's nice. It's young. It's vital. It's some good blood right there, and an aftertaste of champagne. Not much, but definitely an aftertaste.
Yep, Seven will pick that up. He doesn't enjoy it per se, but he doesn't dislike it either. He's just aware of it. But he will do his very best to lick the wound closed, and then give it just a slight kiss before just kind of winking at her in appreciation.
Yeah. She sort of comes to herself again and just gives you quite the wink and saying, "Ah, well, don't be a stranger," and she'll let you go.
And he'll kind of chuckle and think to himself, "Girl, if you only knew." And then he'll rejoin the table.
Yeah. Sirius, in the meantime, will have just gone with the group, done the usual handshaking, blah, inquiring how people are. Oh, what? Timmy's now in the football team. Ah, interesting. Yeah, stuff. And he's just killing time until you guys are back.
Serenity, when she gets back, will whisper to Hunt, as delicious as she was, her conversation is quite mundane.
Yes, quite true. But then again, it's shockingly hard getting good clean blood these nights.
Oh, look, Mr. Seven is back.
Yeah, he'll just Seven will just take that same chair, still turned backwards. He'll sit back down, kind of smirk.
Yeah. Fair enough. Excellent. Just a moment, please. And he'll go once more in the round. Just sort of, okay, fair enough. Oh, really? Oh, terribly sorry to hear that. What? There was an explosion? Ah, I see. I hope. Ah, okay, none of yours? Glad. Okay. Uh, sorry to break up this merry gathering, but I'll have to have a quick talk with my associates. I hope, and you know, he goes through the whole things, and then he says, "Well, it's free for you if you want to remain here. I happen to have a room always kept for myself on the side where we could retire, or." We could go somewhere else. The night is still young, and it's up to you, fellows.
He'll look at Seven and just say, "I'm sorry." He'll look at Sirius and just say, "Well, brother, where you go, I go."
And as much as I would love to spend more time with you, unfortunately, I do have some personal matters to take care of. I've learned tonight.
No problem. At least let me drive you back if you don't mind.
You can drive me back to White Wolf.
Yeah, seems only fair, since I sort of snatched you away from there.
Yes, I'm sure my goal is there worried sick.
Gotcha. Good. In that case, he'll be in the driver's seat, and yeah, it's left to you guys who wants to fight over getting shotgun.
Serenity will take backseat. She'll let Seven have the front.
Fair enough. And with that, he will do his best to get Serenity back to White Wolf within reasonable speed, but not breaking any speed limits.
Yeah, no, she'll meet up with her lovely female ghoul. They'll talk for a moment, and as they say their farewells and then leave, you'll hear her tell her ghoul to call George.
Sirius will remember that.
As will Seven.
Yeah. Cool. With that, we have, yeah, in that case, having seen her off, we have got the two gangrel in the armored car. So, now that that's taken care of, how about we go for a bit of a drive? I would like to have a chat with you, if you don't mind, brother.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, and Sirius will just start driving sort of in the general direction of his place, and after a bit he'll go like, "Feel free to be at ease, soldier, and speak freely. What's on your mind?"
Seven will hesitate for a moment before he says, "A fucking premiere? Do you know what those bastards did to us?"
Sorry about out of character. Sorry, had some difficulties. Yes, yes, more than 100 years ago, and yeah, if I ever get my hands on the specific Tremere that did it, oh, they'll have a blood eagle coming. But yeah, I'm not trying to paint everyone with the same brush. But yes, I know what they did.
So that bitch didn't have anything to do with it?
Nope.
Ugh.
Considering it's been banned in the Camarilla since the Dark Ages, and they would both know this.
ST, I was just about to come to that. This has been banned at least since 500 years, and yeah, I happen to know that she's not that old.
I mean, I was
She's
gonna say,
roughly the same age than that I am, so I'm pretty sure.
okay, well, fair enough. I mean, I don't know her. I don't know how old she is, but if you say so, then that's fine. It's just,
Trust me, I wouldn't be canoodling with with a gargoyle creator. No, I'm not. I'm a lot of things. I'm a lot of things, my dear boy, but I'm not that retarded.
Mm,
Yes, I might be old and probably senile in some ways, but not that stupid. No.
fair enough. I'm sorry, mentor. I let my emotions get the best of me there.
Don't worry, don't worry. That's probably the reason our esteemed Primogen had me become your mentor. No, I mean, I, I can understand. It's not that I don't have sympathy. At least I try to have. But yes. Okay, fair enough. That would also clearly explain your behavior there. Then again, I'm also quite pleased that you did realize that you took the hint. That's already a good sign. That's something we can work on.
I do try to pay attention to you, brother.
Excellent.
And
And
I
I
do,
try
I do.
to pay attention to you, since after all, this is supposed to be a two-way street.
Yeah, and I acknowledge the fact that I am quick to anger, but I am working on it.
Trust me, I wasn't that much better when I was in your age bracket.
Understood.
Oh yeah, yeah. Something tells me, would you have been around while I was in ENA? We probably would have got on like a house on fire. Well, we still do. We still do, but I've got the feeling we would have gotten up to more mischief.
Oh, most certainly, most certainly.
Mm.
So this Tremere is your friend, as you say.
Serenity, yes.
How long have you known her, if you don't mind me asking?
Mm, more or less since I entered the city.
Oh, all right. Well, I will not embarrass you again. So the next time we meet, your friend is my friend.
Yes. Not that I expected, however, would she behave, let's say, untoward to you? I would still like to know that.
I will be the first to tell you.
Excellent. Excellent. I don't expect it because, mind you, of course, I don't know her as well as my ghouls, or as I would know some in London, but
Hmm.
I would like to think that I'm a decent judge of character.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
And he seems thoughtful. He's definitely mulling something over, and something that is not that common. He seems to hesitate, almost as
Yeah,
if he
seven.
wants to say something.
Yeah, seven picks up on that and kind of side eyes him for a moment as he's mulling it over, and then seven can't help himself really, but so he'll just say, "Sirius, is there something on your mind?"
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Well, that's
Oh
just an
well, what
affirmative. You got to tell me now.
he actually chuckles. Well, yes. Uh, well, you promise that you won't laugh at me.
You have my word.
Okay, good enough for me. I have a, how should I put it? A soft spot for her.
Oh, a sudden look of realization comes across Seven's face.
I'm feeling a certain fondness for her that I haven't felt for any being in quite a while. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Oh, brilliant! The old fool is going soft in his old age.
Well, no, that's not fair. That's not what I'm thinking. Uh, what Seven is thinking is, oh, maybe this Tremere is not as evil as I made out. If someone of a Sirius's caliber um, has that much of a soft spot for her, then she must be all right. So he won't laugh. He won't smile.
Hang on. Sirius dropped.
Oh, yep, sure did. Pause. Damn technology.
Dang Weaver Tech. No, Kieran. Stop it. Welcome back.
Sorry about that. Although this time I really don't know what the hell caused the disconnection. Okay, the last thing I heard was Seven is mulling over his previous notion just due to the fact that somebody like Sirius is feeling uh, at least what he's been letting on.
Yeah, pretty much. And so he's not laughing, he's not smiling. He's got certain ideas, but he's kind of realizing that this particular Tremere is more important to his mentor, and so he just kind of nods and says, "Okay, okay, my mistake. I get it. I get it."
It surprised me It, I. Hmm. Well, okay. Since we're already here and there's no point beating around the bush, it surprised it surprised me myself the first time I saw her and laid eyes on her, and then was in her presence and felt that. Frankly, I didn't expect that I would be able to still feel such an emotion.
Seven nods, because he kind of understands that. He's not as old as Sirius, but he is getting to the point where he has sort of disconnected from that part of his humanity. So he kind of nods and just says, "Yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense."
Yeah, it's elating and disconcerting at the same time.
I would just caution you, brother, with the veil that this may or may not be draping over your eyes. Just mind your P's and Q's. This might very well be all wonderful and great for all time's sake, but we are all, after all, kindred, and we can only trust each other to a certain degree.
He nods thoughtfully. Yeah. I will endeavor to keep that in mind. That is excellent advice, as quite often, and yes, sometimes the student does become the master. He just chuckles and lightens up at that.
Yeah, and Seven will chuckle with him, and he'll just say, "Look, I could be completely wrong. She could be the bee's knees, and you two could live happily ever after. Um, I just want to make sure that you're keeping your eyes on, numero uno."
I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
I wouldn't say I speak Spanish. This is a figure of speech. It's a numero uno.
Aha, number one, looking out for
Yeah,
oneself. Yes,
yeah.
yes. I'll endeavor. I'll endeavor. If for no other reason, I have a duty to not get myself killed anytime soon. At the very least, until my tutelage is done.
I would appreciate you not dying, because I could definitely use your tutelage.
Yeah, he throws his head back and just has a good chuckle. Oh, my American friend. Let me let you in on a little secret about us Brits.
Oh, please.
We are infamous for our self-deprecating humor, and trust me, if the plague were to break out in England the next night, you would still find old grannies making jokes about it. I'm pretty sure that is how we dealt with the Dark Ages and managed not to just crumble into piles of misery. But yes, we do like to make fun of ourselves, because I, as probably a lot of my compatriots are of the opinion, if you can't make fun of yourself, well, then you probably shouldn't be making fun of anyone else in the first place.
Fair enough. I can see that. I can see that.
So yes. But yeah. So that's that. There you go. You have a bit of information on me that other kindred would probably smack their lips at. Yeah. So
Well, I trust
there you
you
go.
believe that. I
But then
trust that
again,
you believe that that would never cross my lips to anyone else.
I trust you in this matter. You have
Yeah.
earned it.
I've got you. I've got you. That would not go beyond this conversation.
Yes. And I guess should you ever feel the need to divulge something like that, I would at least like to think that I've earned at least enough respect in your eyes that you would be willing to come to me. Or at least, confide in me. And of course, I would keep that to myself. No matter how much torture, I would keep it to myself. You have my word on that.
Seven will chuckle a little bit and say, "No, sire, you have absolutely earned that amount of trust, to be sure."
Excellent. By the way, so what did you think of Priscilla? And he's referring to the lady you had a nom on.
I mean, a little unusual. I'm not used to, drinking from someone so willing, but she's quite the eye candy. I will give you that.
Oh, so that's how you call a tasty bird these nights. I shall
Mm,
remember that. Eye candy. Yeah, makes sense.
he chuckles.
A flirtatious little thing, isn't she?
She is. I might need to get to know her a little bit more.
Haha, you're trying to steal some of my herd away from me.
Oh
Good,
no, not
good.
permanently. Just on Saturdays.
Oh, I see. Oh well. If to be fair, she seemed to take her. Hmm, she she was a bit unwilling, and or put it that way, she needed a little bit convincing in the first moment, but the fact that she didn't slap you across the face probably meant that you were her type. She always had something for, and he just chuckles, rugged men.
Seven will laugh straight up, laughs out loud. No, yeah, she was great.
Ah, well, we might discuss the matter at another time. But anyway, yes. So, yeah, as you might have gathered, I have a habit of probably not feeding as often from humans as others might have. But when I do,
Well,
I like. But when I do, I tend to be a little bit picky. I like the well to be nice and clean, if you catch my drift.
I do catch it, but you did meet me on a particular hunt where I was quite keen on drinking from an animal, a prey item. But
Yeah.
I do see your proclivity to the beautiful.
What should I say? What should I say? I always fancied myself a patron of the fine arts and other fine things.
Serious,
However,
I can seriously say that you are the most unusual gang role I have ever met, but it makes you all the better.
I have my moments. I definitely have my moments, and yeah, I try to strike a balance. But I'm not that naive to think that I can deny the beast forever.
Okay,
It
fair
has
enough.
needs too, and if I see that they are at least regularly enough taken care of, the beast then tends to be content enough in as not to whisper evil deeds into my ears.
No, yeah, I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
And seven
So,
will just kind of rub his chin, in thought, and then he'll say, I mean, I hate to go back to this whole Tremere thing, but
speak your mind.
well, I mean, is she the only Tremere in your circle, or do you have others? Like, could we?
I think I understand now. Uh, hmm. As far as my circle of friends go, she is the only Tremere. The others, uh, the others, I guess they're okay enough. Quote unquote, they are tolerable.
Seven will nod and just
But
say,
I don't have a particular fondness for them. So,
I mean, yeah, no, I
as
wouldn't
far as
expect
I'm
you to.
concerned, you can curse and swear their name to the heavens. I couldn't care less.
Well, I think by now we know how I feel about them, but our Primogen did task us with a particular mission, and I'm
Yes,
just
and
wondering if someone like the Tremere could be of assistance,
hmm,
given
hmm,
their specialty with our particular quarry.
hmm. Well, yes, it would be quite useful if we could get them to at least point us in the right direction. I'm pretty sure the rest we could still take care of.
And Seven will just like have a moment, like, oh, serious. This completely reminds me when we ran into each other the other night in Elysium. I told you
Hmm.
that I wanted to talk to you about something that I had heard.
Oh yes, pardon me, it had actually slipped my mind.
Mine
This
as well. So look,
excellent. At this point, he'll go. You know what? Because he's been driving towards the coast, and he sort of goes. You know what? I'll just come with me, and he'll get out. He'll park the car, and he just goes. Yeah. He takes a deep breath. Ah, the smell of the salt. Okay, feel free. And he'll start walking towards the water.
yeah, Seven is not particularly fond of salt water, so he'll get out and he'll mimic the deep breath and just kind of go, yeah, smells like shit. But okay, okay. So anyway, so right before you got to the place, when I had to excuse myself, I overheard a
Mm-hmm.
conversation with
Oh.
Amalia, who was sitting
Oh.
quite
Mm-hmm.
way back in the back of the room, and
Mm-hmm.
who I can only presume to be the sheriff.
Was it a Toreador?
Uh, he certainly looked like one.
Did he give a name?
I didn't catch it. He just
Ah,
had
I
that.
see. And he'll describe the Toreador sheriff to you.
That's him. That's the guy. That's the guy.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh,
So
please continue.
so
And he's rubbing his hands in glee.
he and Amalia were talking in private, but I tweaked my ears a little bit, and with all of the other noise in the room, I wasn't able to, pick up particulars, but I did hear certain words and phrases, things about gargoyles and
Oh.
Sabat, and so then they actually came because I was sitting at the bar where you saw me when you came in, but
Mm-hmm.
before you
Yes,
came in, I
yes.
was sitting there, and they came over to the bar to get some, I guess, to get their drinks, and they kept on their conversation, and yeah, they were talking about gargoyles and something about they found a building downtown, like a skyscraper or something, and that there's like these like 24 gargoyles up in this building, this abandoned building. And
Oh, that could be the lead we need. Okay, big thing downtown.
Yeah, downtown abandoned. It's not being used by anything, right? It's just
that
like
will
abandoned.
narrow it down. And a
Right.
building with that has mysteriously acquired gargoyles.
24
Ah,
no less. 24. That's like
24.
when I got into this, I thought we were talking about like
Ooh.
1 or 2, but this is 24. Like this is not just something we can just take care of in one night. Like I don't know if you've
No.
ever fought a gargoyle, but they're
I've heard tales of them.
they're tough.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can say about the Tremere what you want, but when they put their minds to something, by Odin's beard, they deliver. Yes.
7 will just sneer at the thought of Tremere creating these gargoyles, but he'll recover.
And there is a certain dismissiveness in Sirius's voice, but it's more like a grudging sort of like, yeah, but when they do something, they do it. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
24. Okay.
Yeah, mind you, I kind of and he kind of quiets down. Like I kind of volunteered to like go in there and handle shit. But that's right
And
before I found out there's 24 of them. I thought we were talking about 1 or 2. I can take care of
so
1 or
did
2,
I.
but 24, and they were talking about like creating a ward or something around the building to where, any kindred inside the building can't get out. But then that means whoever goes in to kill them also can't get out, which I don't quite understand. But yeah, that's all I know.
And he scratches his beard very thoughtfully. All right. 24. Sounds as if any kindred want to go the brute force method, that they are going to have a bad, no, not a bad time. Let's call it one thing. They'll have a horrific time. However, okay. You know what? Here is what I'm thinking. We should change. Well, yes, we should definitely change, the sooner the better, into our flight forms and give the downtown area a good look over. There can only be so many abandoned skyscrapers. Mind you, giving it a healthy birth, but I would say yes. By the way, I can't remember ever having seen you turn into a flight form. May I inquire what it is?
Well, I'm partial to the crow.
Good choice. Excellent. I myself decided for owls because I like the fact that their flutter is very hard to hear.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But yes, by all means, let's give these guys a wide berth, because the last thing we want is to have them scattered to the winds. If they've chosen to take Haven all together, that's a benefit in our hand. So whatever we can do to keep them together in one spot will be beneficial to us.
So I would say as soon as possible, we should turn into our avian forms and have a good scouting. I would say at least, yeah. To be fair, a crow's eyesight should. What am I saying here? We're gangrel. Of course we shouldn't. I would say roughly at least having at least a kilometer. I would say if we take the approach from above, a kilometer in height, we shouldn't automatically be spotted by them. And we should still have, we should still be able to sharp enough to see if anything out of the ordinary falls into our eye. But we should definitely scout, because before any mission, you send out, you always send out your spies and your, pardon me, and do some reconnaissance. You always do reconnaissance before you plan your next move.
Oh, absolutely. And out of character, real quick, I want to specify. I want to clarify. I meant to say raven, not crow. Raven is slightly larger and a little bit more acute to the nightlife.
Yeah, Sirius will just have given a very approving nod, considering his lineage. No, excellent. Well, in that case, unless you have any other revelations for me, brother.
No, sir. This is all I heard, and again, I didn't hear all of the particulars, but I think this gives us a pretty good lead to follow.
Absolutely. I would say let's jump into my car and get to the downtown area, and then go and have a scout.
Let's do it.
So I would say, unless there are any other declarations to make, that this is probably a good place to call it quits.
Yep. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene for Unmask Orlando.